Back on SportsLine, phone lines are open 737-7767 if you want to get in on the conversation tonight. We are talking Titans, day 4 of practice today, day 2 in pads. The offense fought back. We talked about it. The battle for the belt, the offensive line winning earlier today. And let's catch up with a guy who to me will be an interesting guy to watch this year, because Jack Conklin, everybody looked at him last year because he was the 8th overall pick. He was a rookie that figured to be in the starting lineup for you right away and play a ton. And he did. And he played fantastically well. He winds up the year as the All-Pro at right tackle in the National Football League. So now the question is, what do you do from there? You're the All-Pro right tackle as a rookie. How do you build off of that? But the interesting thing to me is Jack Conklin is a guy that just goes to work. He brings his lunch pail and his hard hat, and he just works day in and day out. And you see that every day during this camp, that he just continues to work and continues to grind to try to be better. This is not a guy that, to me, appears like he would ever rest on his laurels. And got a chance to catch up with Jack after practice today to talk about the offense bouncing back, winning that belt, and his thoughts on how he can be better in year 2 in the National Football League.
Yesterday, everybody said the defense had a really good day. It seemed like the offense pushed back today. That's the response you guys want, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, we have a good defense. We have a good offense. Some days the defense, has something a little extra that can put us off and have a better day. And luckily, today we responded. And that's the biggest thing. We responded as an offensive line. We came out together. Our goal was, we got to gain some yards. We got to get these backs, less people touching our backs, and we came out today and we felt like we executed. I mean, it's fine. We usually keep the belt, but it's fun to go against them every once in a while just to show them why it's in our room.
How much you guys take pride in winning that thing, Jack?
Oh, it's fun. It's a fun pride thing back and forth with the D-line. Just we have the whole belt. We have a hanger in our room. We put it up on. It's just sort of a fun offense-defensive line rivalry.
You had about as good of a rookie season as you could ask for. So this summer, what had to get better?
Oh, geez, tons of stuff. I was a rookie. There's a lot of technical stuff that got better. There's a whole every year. I mean, there's something new. Coming to college every year, I had something new I had to work on, and I was a rookie. It's the NFL. There's a whole lot to learn. There's a whole lot of technique I had to work on, and it's coming together. And luckily, I have a bunch of older guys who are in themselves very, very good players that have been helping me, bringing me along.
What have you done, Jack, as far as the size, strength standpoint this offseason? Are you about the same weight-wise, and are you stronger from the offseason?
Yeah, I'd say definitely really worked with Coach Watterson and Ben Jones. We worked out a lot during this offseason here in Nashville, and weight-wise about the same as last year, so I felt like that was a good weight, and feel good, good condition coming into camp and ready to go.
You named All-Pro as a rookie. It's going to happen often. Now I guess you're saying, hey, I'm going to keep doing it. I mean, has that kind of been your mindset this offseason, maybe coming this season as well?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the veterans and the NFL goes, I'm still technically a rookie. So I can't, I got to be quiet. I still got to know my place around the team, and that's how I go about my things. I stay quiet and do my job, and that's what I got to do for now.
You've had to prove yourself every stage of your career. When you come in and make the splash you did last year, how do you keep that same chip from walk-on to rookie to all those sort of things when you're an All-Pro?
Well, just from, I guess, just the whole process. You realize how slim it is. There's somebody always on your back. At one point I was the guy trying to fight and crawl and bite everybody to get all my way up, and I know what it's like to be on the bottom. I don't want to go back, and that's what I think about every day, and that's what motivates me.
Talking about Taylor yesterday, just about the rotation on front 5 there. How could that be any more important for what you guys do and the success that you guys have?
No, I mean, if we're all on the same page, starting with Ben, he makes all the calls up front and really sets us up for who we need to know, who we have to block every play. And if all of us are on the same page with Marcus as well, then everything's going to be set, and we should have 5 guys on a guy every time.
Jack Conklin talking after practice today. I thought his second to last answer there was really interesting, in that it was just how I led into the interview of how do you keep that chip on your shoulder? And his story is remarkable. He's a guy who just wasn't highly recruited coming out of high school, goes to Michigan State, wasn't expected to play there, gets into the starting lineup early, plays well, becomes an All-American, kind of got overlooked in the draft process. He was well liked by a lot of people, but kind of considered maybe the fourth or the fifth best draft prospect, maybe more of a right tackle, which isn't as highly coveted. The Titans go after him. They trade back up after getting out of the number 1 pick. They trade back up to take him at number 8 to put him on the right side. He comes into the NFL, and people wonder, all right, well, just how good is this kid going to be? He's going to be on the right side. What kind of an impact can he have? And he comes in, and he's an all-pro as a rookie. He's the best right tackle in football. How do you keep that chip when you're 22 or so years of age, 23, and you've spent your whole life working for something? To get to college, to play, to get in the starting lineup, to be all conference, to be all American, to get into the NFL, to get drafted, to be on a team, to start in the NFL, and all of a sudden you're an all-pro. How do you keep that chip at that point? And Conklin's answer was, because I know somebody's coming. They're coming behind. They're trying to do exactly what I've done. I realize what a slim margin it is from being that guy that nobody talks about and nobody believes in to being that guy that is an All-American or is an All-Pro. So I'm going to keep working just as hard as I have from day one to the point that gets me here. That, to me, is what you love about Jack Conklin. And Conklin really kind of embodies the spirit of the entire Titans football team. Mike Mularkey and John Robinson want guys that are tough, that they're physical-minded, and they're going to work hard. And they want to be about the team more than they are about themselves. Jack Conklin is that to a T. He was their very first draft pick last year, and he sets it all up for them in that regard. And you look at these other guys that are on the offensive line or free agents that they've brought in, that's how they act as well. This is a team that they've built on guys who want to work, who want to be teammates, who want to be good teammates, and battle for the guy next to him. And that, to me, is why they've taken a team that won 5 total games in a 2-year span and won 9 last year, and now everybody believes that they're going to win the AFC South. It is a complete 180 and a total change of culture within that locker room. Another guy that fits into that mold is the center. You heard Jack Conklin talk about Ben Jones. This is a guy who started in Houston, played well there, free agent last year, comes here. You know why? Because the Titans wanted to be a smash-mouth football team, and there's nothing Ben Jones wants more than to be physical and to be smash-mouth. They'll line up and hit somebody and pave the way for these running backs. Ben Jones did that last year. He's a smart guy. He's a leader in the locker room. And he's a team-first guy, just like Robinson and Mularkey won. We also caught up with Ben Jones today after practice.
It's one of the closest teams I've been on. Saying from college, you have your roommates and stuff, but being in the league, most teams, when you break, you go home and see your wives and kids and stuff like that. You can't get us out of the locker room. We're either playing games, playing cards, or just hanging out watching TV. That's how you know you got a team that will fight for each other on Sundays, and that's when you go to special places at the end of the year.
This year to be even improved over what it was last year. How do you guys handle that as an offensive line with the expectations and know that it's going to rest on you to protect Marcus, obviously, and to do what you have to do for the running game?
That's what last year we just got to come out of here and we wanted an identity. We wanted to be a smash-mouth football team, and we did that. Now we got to go out there and do it every week. It's not, hey, we're going to pick certain games to do it. Now we got to do it for every game all year long, and that's the plan right now. We're going to go out there and take it one game at a time.
Henry just said that the offense was pretty pissed about yesterday. Do you feel like you guys pushed back appropriately today?
Definitely. We don't take losing, but hey, we want to come out there. We got a great offense. They had a good defense too, so we came out there and we came back with a vengeance today, and that's what makes us a good football team. It's not one-sided every day. Hey, we win some, they win some, but on Sundays we're going to win.
How prideful is this group on retaining the belt?
We don't lose, and that's one. We got a good offensive line. We're competitors, and we take pride in that, and that belt stays in our room.
It wasn't a decision today. That was practically a knockout. Did the O-line send a statement there?
Definitely. They know we got one of the best O-lines in the league, and we take pride in that, and if it's a belt, it's going to stay in our room.
How much can the continuity of the fact? I mean, it was a last year when you walked in, it'd been like 8 years since they had 5 guys line up together. Now you've got it.
Right.
On wood. How much can that help?
That's what you want. You're trying to have 5 guys on the same page, and when you're playing with the same guy week in, week out, it makes it easier for me as a center making the calls and just being able to, hey, look at Spain, know he's on the same page as me. You don't look over there and you see somebody seeing a ghost over there. It makes my life a lot easier.
What can you guys do from last year? I mean, you played so well as a last year. What things can you improve on?
Little things. We can always work on our technique. So the 8-yard runs turn into 10 to 15-yard runs. The loss of ones, hey, it's a 2-yard gain. So we're always want to be getting positive yards. We don't want to start out ever 2nd and 13, something like that. We can cut out some penalties, and on every run, we're going to get back to the line of scrimmage at least.
Taylor said that you guys are a funny group with so many different personalities. Who's the leader, and I guess who's the weirdest?
We all have our little characteristics. Once we're out there on the field, it's no kidding around. We're all business. But in the locker room, you have Jack, the goofiest guy in the book. Spain's usually your calm guy. Taylor's usually pretty calm in the locker room. He's usually over there by himself. He don't say much. Who else? Josh never says a word ever. If he does, you need to hear it because it's usually you're gonna laugh. That's how we are. But we're all competitive. I don't know. I'm the country guy, I guess. They like my sayings, I guess, my little choice of words, I guess. But other than that, we all love hanging out together. We all bring a little something to the table, and I think that's why we're all such good friends.
It is a fascinating group, that's for sure. When you talk to them or just hang around them, see them in the locker room, they are always having a good time, cutting it up, laughing, just enjoying each other's company. Ben Jones, the leader of that group, he is definitely a country boy, but he is a guy that has the attention and respect of everybody in that locker room. And that's why they get along so well, and that's why they play so well together. And last year, as a whole, they accepted that smash mouth mentality better than you could have ever imagined. People wonder just how smash mouth they could be and how effective that could be. Well, this was one of the best running football teams in all of the NFL. I mean, DeMarco Murray had a monster year last year, and he was hurt a little bit down the stretch of the season. Derrick Henry, limited action, but 4.5 yards a carry on the course of the season, almost 500 yards himself. I mean, between those two backs, you're coming pretty close to 2,000 yards between that 1-2 punch. You want to see that again this year out of the Titans, and I think you're going to see more and more of Derrick Henry, not at the expense of DeMarco Murray. He is still very much the 1A back on this team and the starter on this team. They're going to use him in passing situations. They're going to get the ball to him out of the backfield, and he's going to get his 18, 19, 20 carries a game. But Derrick Henry is a special talent, and he's come back this year bigger and faster than he was a year ago. They're going to have to figure out ways to get him on the field, and I think you have to figure out ways to get them both on the field at the same time. I mean, think about the different matchups that you can cause some of these defenses if you have them both on the field at once. The biggest thing, though, is Derrick Henry is working. This offseason and now this training camp, he has done so much and worked so hard that he's making it difficult to leave him in a role that he was in last year, where he was kind of the secondary player in the backfield. Again, it's not that he's done anything to overtake DeMarco Murray, because Murray's been fantastic, and you keep riding that hand. But at the same time, Henry has been so good that somehow you got to get him on the field. You've got to make him a part of what you are going to do. And I talked with Derrick Henry about his mindset this offseason and his work ethic, even though he hasn't been the starter. You're talking about the big man on campus, a guy who won the Heisman Trophy at Alabama, was a national champion, who's come in here and accepted playing behind DeMarco Murray for the most part. He knows at some point it's going to be his time, and he's working to make sure he's ready.
The bulk of the work today, does it help to get in a rhythm, even in training camp, when you get as many touches as you got?
You know, I'm just trying to get better and help the team. You know, even when I'm not the starter, prepare like the starter. When you're out here, you're in training camp, getting better every day, trying to make plays, play fast and compete, trying to be detailed.
What was your mindset in terms of just what you wanted to do coming in the offseason and that training camp?
Be better than last year in all aspects of my game. You know, so when I was away, I was training, working out hard, just trying to do anything I can do, make sure when I come back I'm better than I was last year.
How much different you feel this year? You know what to do. You look like you got in even better shape. How much different training camp 2 compared to last year's?
I know I feel a lot better than last year.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a rookie and you're trying to get acclimated, trying to learn everything, get more experience. But this year, I feel a lot better. Second year, so know the offense pretty well. Just trying to get out here, fly around, get better every day, help my teammates get better and compete.
You can look back now. What was it like coming as a rookie? You won the Heisman Trophy. You're certainly playing all the time and getting a ton of carries. Finding your way and kind of making a name for yourself in the NFL. What was that like?
Oh, it was different. Coming off the year that I had in college and coming in, being the second guy. But it was a growth year, an experience year. Helped me learn a lot and prepare for this year to get better.
What facets of your game do you think you have improved on just in this short time in the offseason?
I don't really think I'm where I'm at now. That's why you're here in training camp. But just try to get better at every aspect, catching, passing, running, blocking, everything. To be a complete back, so I get better at everything every day.
Defense kind of won the day yesterday, but it seemed like you guys pushed back. Is that the response that you have to have on days like that?
Oh yeah, we were pretty pissed about yesterday. We didn't play well. Defense came out with the energy, kicked us around. So we want to make sure we came out here flying around, playing hard, and competing.
Are you pleased with today then?
I mean, we pleased, but some things we could have got better at. We had like 2 penalties, and but it's always things that you can get better at, even though you feel like you had a good day.
That last part there is also interesting to me about the attitude of the Titans as a whole. This is a team that people are talking about them now. After last year, they go 9-7. People are talking about them. They're not at all satisfied. This is a team that wants to win. They want to win a division. They want to compete for a Super Bowl. They have a good day of practice. They want to come back and work hard. They have a bad day of practice. They bounce back. These are guys that just want to show up and do the work. And they understand that you have to do the work to have the success that you want. And Derrick Henry's point there, the offense was not good yesterday. They had a rough day on day 3 of training camp. So they come back today, they have a terrific day. That's what you want to see. You want to see a team that will bounce back after having a rough day. Because face it, none of us in life, and certainly not in sports, you're not going to have a great day every day. You're not going to be able to just show up and roll over your opponent every day. But when you have those rough days, when it doesn't go your way, you want to be able to refocus and come back and get back on track. And that's what the Titans offense did today. And frankly, for some time now, I think going back to last year, that's the way this team has worked. Yes, there will be a bad practice here or there, but when they have a bad practice, they bounce back. Marcus Mariota last year, when he had a couple turnover games, he always bounced back. Offense struggles, they bounce back. Defense struggles, they bounce back the next week. That's just how this team has been built. That's the mindset. And again, it goes back to the guys that John Robinson, Mike Mularkey have brought into the program. And they've all bought in, and that's how they respond. And today, the offense responded again in kind. All right, we got to take a break. Our phone lines are still open. 737-7767 is the number. Call us up. Wide open lines. Get involved in the program here tonight. And when we come back, we'll hear from Mike Mularkey, the head coach, after today's practice, the 4th practice of Titans training camp. Stay tuned. More SportsLine on the way right after this here on News Channel 5+.